Man. Rogue Company, man. Wow, bro. First, before I start my rant, I want to shout out to my boy King at Lino2423. I met this cool dude game prior to this gameplay. I added him, just to run a few games with him. But welcome to the YouTube channel, y'all boys. Um, Today I am going to talk about Rogue Company. It's a game that's very close and dear to my heart. I used to love this game. I still do love this game to this day. Me and Rogue are kind of like your first love. You know what I mean? Like you'll always have a special place for them in your heart. And like no matter how much you move on or mature or grow or move on from other games, like you'll always come back to it. You feel me? So yeah. But first, before I get to my spiel and rant, I just want to say a few little facts about the game for those who don't know it or don't really play it. Rogue, the beta of Rogue was released in July of 2020, and it received a lot of positive reviews, from gaming critics. Obviously, I'm not one myself, but it received a lot of good critics. It had good graphics. It was definitely ahead of its time in terms of graphics and the ideas of rogues, which is the characters that you can choose from and play. Gave the game a new fresh feel, and just like every other game, it had its flaws, but coming from a company, that wasn't that big, like Epic Games or well established, it had some potential. You feel me? Damn, that was a crazy shot, by the way. But the game officially released in September 30th, 2020, and it was reported that it had over 20 million people across all platforms. So this includes PC, both consoles, Xbox and PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch download this game. And at its highest on Steam charts, which is for PC, it had 12,149 players, which is the summer of 2021, so June, July-ish. And it got this popular because they had three big collaborations. I don't know if y'all remember. 100 Thieves was popular back then. I mean, way more popular than now, but these are popular now, I guess. Dr. Disrespect, before that guy became a weirdo. If you know, you know. And even Mr. Beast played this game. So I mean, which is kind of crazy. But despite Dr. Disrespect being a weirdo, if you know, you know. In the game, his cosmetic actually looked really good, and on top of that, he even got his own map, which is crazy. It looked good, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. I didn't really like the map, like playing in the map. You know what I'm saying? Gotta give a salute real quick to this guy. Be a little toxic. You feel me? But yeah, I didn't really like the map, bro. To be honest, but it looked good. You feel me? And Rogue got so big that at one point, there was people out here hustling, for that money for that guapanese. People were doing tourneys, and people were, there were sponsored events. These tournaments would range anywhere from 10K to 50K, like the big ones, and then obviously the small ones, where content creators would do, or like just people within the Rogue community. Obviously, didn't scale that high, but there was chance for money on it. I'm not gonna lie. I even competed in some tournaments, but I didn't win any, unfortunately. But it's okay, it's the competitive nature and the competitive environment that matters. You feel me? When the game first dropped and I first played it, because it was my younger brother that introduced me to the game. I really liked it. I like the tactical aspect of it, because each rogue had like 6 perks. You can choose from 2 different guns for your primary, and like it just made it, the tactical aspect was fun, because you had to think about what perks to buy first, or what perks had more value over others, depending on not only who you're facing, but also what kind of play style the other team was running. And it was pretty much a game of counters. You feel me? So. And obviously, with every rise, there's a fall or a slope that you start declining eventually. And I think one of the personal reasons why I think Rogue started kind of falling off or going down that slope was because in their first year of like the game really being like, I guess, popular or at its peak, they introduced a ton of content. They released 8 new rogues. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the comments? I think it was Glimpse, Switchblade, Mac, Canyon, Runaway, Seeker, and one of my personal favorites, which I love playing her as in this game, is Castro. They also introduced a handful of new maps and also new game modes. The game modes wasn't bad. I think that needed to be added for the more casual players and like just to just switch it up. You feel me? Like the 6v6 team deathmatch. I personally wasn't a fan of it, but I could see how that's appealing to a new player. And yeah, I just feel like the game just got too watered down too quickly. Like too much content in a short amount of time is just gonna make expectations way too high for your fan base. And like I think that's what happened. Yo, look at this 1v1 against Scorch. Yo, I lost. I can't believe I actually lost that. I was crying like LeBron in that picture. Like, yo, I was pissed, bro. No cap. And look at this girl. I had to be a little toxic. You feel me? Dance that shorty. By the way, me and that shorty were going at it all game. It was literally a 1v1, and then we just had 3 teammates on the side just duking it out. But yeah, I feel like too much content in a short amount of time is just too much, and it just has that bar way too high, and it's just not sustainable for a long time. And I think that was that was the main reason, honestly. But something that they did add though was the weapon mastery. When they added that, I feel like that was a right change in the right direction. That also is appealing to new players and also the tryhards that wanted something else to grind for. It's kind of like Call of Duty. Like your prestige and mastering a sniper or whatever the case may be. Not much of a COD player. Don't come on my neck. You feel me? I prefer Rainbow. But yeah, but because of this, because of the weapon mastery, I'm just gonna talk about the pro scene just for a little bit, even though I was never pro. But in the pro scene and the meta of the game, it just completely changed because people would just use the weapons that were meta. For example, the Sahara. Yo, I hate this gun. Yo, anybody who uses the Sahara deserves to get wet willied and wedgied, bro. Don't do that. But you get my point. The Sahara is a 4-shot AR, and it's literally a 2-tap to the head. And it has 30 bullets. And it has no recoil because this game has aim assist. So if you have decent aim, it's GG's. You feel me? And you can use it from long range, medium range, or short range. You can literally drop shot with this gun. So it's crazy. Till this day, when I play this game a few times, once in a while, all people do is just use the Sahara on different ops that the Sahara doesn't come with. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, another problem that a lot of people complain about are also the servers. Like, you can't be a tactical shooter and your servers be buns. Like, it felt like sometimes you were playing, your Wi-Fi was McDonald's Wi-Fi. Like, I'm not even trolling. But honestly, it didn't affect me personally too much because I was in US NA servers. But obviously, a lot of people from the community, specifically in the Middle East and the UK, it was very buggy. And it also just felt like your game was stuttering, that's how they described it. I'm not a witness to that, but yeah, obviously servers being a problem in a tactical shooter game, your frames drop whether you're on console or PC or Switch. That dictates a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? So, and one of the last things that I think really killed the game was the matchmaking. So they introduced ranked, and I didn't play ranked for a while when they first released it. I just kind of stuck to strikeout and extraction, but the casual extraction. And when I started playing ranked, it was literally so lopsided. One game I was 4-0 in everybody with my little brother, and then the other time I'm facing a 3-stack or a 4-stack that was 2-3 levels, 2-3 tiers ahead of us in terms of rank. It was just lopsided. But I'm a keep it a buck. you can't really blame entirely on the company because the player base wasn't really consistent. For you to obviously have a better matchmaking system, your player base needs to be consistent, and it just wasn't. Rogue really fluctuated. Obviously from its after its peak, like the player count just went drastically up and down. It was like volatile. Um, so you can't really entirely blame it on them, but they do obviously have some part to blame because I mean they could have just done something or tried. I think that's what people just want to see from developers. Just give genuine effort. Like, yeah, some games, some things are unfixable or are really hard to fix, and you're probably not gonna get right the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't say it. Do not say it. But you get my point. Like sometimes, like these things take time. You feel me? But some people, some creators, some developers just don't try. And they just want to like just let the game die, which is exactly why it happened. Because this happened to Rogue Company because the last update was October of 2023. No new content, no new map, no new rogue, no nothing. They literally all they do is just extend the battle pass and just extend like the season ending, and they're like pretty much in a quote unquote maintenance mode. By the way, quick side note, Scorch is so broken. Like, did y'all just see that? That shorty was just one shot, and she just lasered me and Ronin in a span of like 5 seconds. Scorch is crazy. But, yeah, the game is pretty much in a quote-unquote maintenance mode, and the servers are still up, so y'all can still play. If y'all wanna play, comment down below. Feel me? I'll give you my PSN, or I'll give you all my rogue name. If y'all are on Xbox or PC. Unfortunately, you can't play Switch anymore in this game. But yeah, like there's no new updates, there's no fresh content. They just completely give up on the game, which is unfortunate. And yeah, man, my honest opinions about everything as somebody who's played 400 plus hours, multiple accounts. Rogue's not coming back unless like a big streamer, a big content creator brings it back, like Jinxie did with like Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, whatever the game is called, and Rainbow Six Siege. I'll always love Rogue. I'll always come back to it for a couple of matches here and there. But I know what it is. You feel me? But I appreciate y'all boys for listening to my rant, D1 Yapper. I hope y'all enjoyed the gameplay. My aim's a little rusty, but it's okay. You feel me? Comment, like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. And if y'all can name the basketball player at the end of this video, y'all get brownie points. Have a good one, boys.